Today's episode is brought to you by MuscleEgg. MuscleEgg is 100% liquid egg whites that are uniquely flavored to satisfy your sweet tooth. I've been using MuscleEgg for years now, and honestly, it's the only way I can eat eggs. I'm a very picky eater, I know. Anyway, try the MuscleEgg for yourself. The link is in description below.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So, a little update. We are a little over a week post Olympia, and I am now coming back today for my first workout since a little bit before the Olympia. So, you know, as I've mentioned before in my previous vlogs, I take a week off from shows if I have a good gap in between the next one. And if my next one is the Arnold Classic, then that allows me to take a week break. So I will say this though, even if I didn't have that opportunity to take a break off willingly, I had to anyway, because if you can't tell, I am sick. Well, I was sick. I'm getting over it. I feel much better now. But yeah, I was out for a week. So I don't know exactly what I had, but after Olympia, I think I just wore myself out way too much. It finally caught up to me. So I didn't want to work out. Even if I could work out, I really didn't want to. So I guess you could say it came at perfect timing. But I will say this. With me being sick, it added an extra element into the equation, and I wasn't getting very good NEAT whenever I was sick, right? So NEAT, you know, the activities you do when you're not working out, such as walking, running errands, any movement besides sitting or laying down or sleeping. And let me be honest, I did a lot of just sitting around and sleeping. In fact, I slept pretty good. If you guys know this about me, I don't sleep very well usually. So it was kind of incredible to sleep. Finally, there was some nights I slept 9 hours. I slept, last night I slept like 7.5. So that was pretty good. So, I mean, geez, wow. But, you know, if I was able to, you know, at least walk around a little bit, not exercise, but just walk around and move, I don't think I would feel as guilty, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little guilty. And as far as my diet, I've been, you know, I'm not saying I ate bad or anything. I'm not a big foodie. I don't eat a lot of food. I don't have the biggest appetite and I don't have the biggest cravings, but there were a few items that, you know, I kind of miss, like protein bars and little protein snacks, sugar-free chocolate, peanut butter, stuff like that. So I probably, you know, during this week break, got up to like anywhere from 1,800 to 2,000 calories per day since the Olympia. So I wanted to do this video today just as a little educational experiment to see what I look like after not working out for a week and kind of eating whatever. But again, let me clarify, it's not like I ate horribly bad. I wasn't binging or anything like that, but I guess we'll see what I look like today. We'll see what the scale says. I assume I will definitely be up by a few pounds. Same thing with the measurements. I definitely notice in my core I'm not as tight, but that's expected. You know, when you go from working out all the time, every day, eating very strictly to then, you know, not working out, not even moving, and kind of just eating whatever. So it'll be interesting to see. It will be very interesting to see. So I will see you guys inside. So Adam's going to give me a good physique check here. I think from what I feel personally, I feel like I'm a little softer in the glutes, so you might see some glute softness. I think I lost some of my lines here, especially that one that goes around here. Abs are a little bit softer, but still there.
Yeah.
Still.
You're holding up pretty well.
Holding up pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm quite durable. They might say, you could say I'm durable. But we'll see when I hit the poses what I look like.
Yeah, you're holding up really well, actually. It's just a little bit of like the, just a tiny bit of the hardness is gone, you know, like the like the density, you know, of it is just a tiny bit less, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling the most soft like right here underneath my butt cheeks.
Yeah, and that's probably because you were working out so much before this too, and like hitting your glutes, you know, 3 times a week, and you're just taking a week off, so that just the density isn't as full right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I definitely feel a little bonier, if that makes sense. Like I feel like when I put my hands on my hip, I can feel like my bones. But,
okay.
I mean, I shouldn't complain that much because at least I didn't like put on fluff.
Yeah.
Or as much fluff as most, anyway.
Yeah, and a lot of that water retention is going to be, you know, you're sort of doing protein bars again and different foods again and things like that too. So, yeah, no, this is really good. You're holding up really well. Mm-hmm. No rebound from the show, you know? That's great.
I'm one of the rare people that get smaller after show.
Yeah.
And especially since I haven't even been doing good NEAT. So, you know, we'll explain to them what NEAT is in there. But I've been sick, so I've been just sitting around my house, just sitting and laying. But the good thing is, like, I've been sleeping more than usual because I'm sick or was sick. So that might have helped a little. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you look great. Yeah. No rebound. The rebounds, you know, this is just from your deload. You know, you're being a little bit less dense, less full, but nothing crazy. Little less dense, little less full.
Yeah, I just think for most girls especially, like that's the first place that's coming back is the glutes. Like underneath the butt cheek. Although there's the rare variety that always has a tie-in, even if it's in season or off.
Yeah.
It's not me. Okay, yeah.
Cool.
Pretty happy about it.
Yeah, you're holding up really, really good. For as far as like, you know, going so hard before the Olympia and having that potential post-show rebound, like this is way better than you could expect.
Yeah, I would rather get a little smaller, I guess, rather than get like the fluffs.
Yeah.
So.
This is great. This is good news.
Hey guys, today we are going to be going over a deload, the importance of a deload and everything that happens because of it, why you should do it, the frequency of what you should be doing it. And Ashley here is just went through a deload and has some interesting stats for us to kind of look at. And we're going to dive into that and and see, maybe it is time for you to be doing a deload too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are afraid to take time off. They think they're going to lose all their gains and they're going to backtrack significantly. And I think it's okay to take a break every once in a while, but you got to earn it.
Yeah. So let's go into a deload and what it actually is. So a deload is essentially exactly what it sounds like. You're taking time off of the gym. So there's multiple reasons why you would do that. One of them, which, you know, we talk about a little bit, is just your mindset in general. You know, you've been working really hard. She's getting ready for the Olympia. You know, she was super tired at the end.
I was very stressed,
a little cranky, right?
Very cranky.
The motivation for the gym isn't as high at that point, like after you're done with the Olympia, because there's no goal anymore, right? So all these things kind of accumulate, and maybe you're not even getting ready for a show and the motivation isn't as high. That happens. You get a little burnt out. Well, this is kind of resetting your mind and also resetting your body. So I think that resetting the mind part is a really big one for a lot of people who are just kind of stringing along months and months and months of working out, and they're just in the gym going through the motions at a certain point, you know? So when you leave the gym for a week, your mind is like just ready to be back in the gym.
I feel like excited to work out again. I feel like refreshed. So it's going to be much more a pleasurable experience rather than just dreading like, oh, I have to work out. Like I actually want to work out. I miss it. So it's good.
So the other reason, and this is the kind of the more physiological reason, is, you know, she is actually burnt out. The body's a little bit beat up and tired. You know, you've been kind of hammering it to get ready for these Olympias, and you got to go through this kind of, if you want to call it like a workout detox, where you're just letting your body kind of recover from all the stuff you're doing to it. You know, working out's great for you, but working out in excession gets to the point where it's a little bit hard on your body, you know, and there's a point where you can kind of get to the point where it's not really like overtraining, but feeling like overtraining. That happens with your nervous system especially too. So when you're working this hard, your nervous system gets fried. And we talk about the muscular system. That's all we talk about. But when you're in the gym, your muscular system's trained, your nervous system's trained, your skeletal system is trained, all three of those systems. So the nervous system, your muscular system, first off, is really never going to get overtrained. It's super rare that that's going to happen. Your muscular system, it recovers fast all the time. Your muscular system can pretty much you could beat it up. And it's going to take so much to get it to be the point of overtraining. that most people aren't going to be even capable of physically doing it. But the nervous system, that will accumulate. And so what we're doing is two things here. We're going to basically give her body time off of the gym, a full, usually it's a week long. That's the normal deload period. And that's going to do a few things, but it's going to let the nervous system fully recover. You're going to resensitize yourself to exercise again as well. You're kind of like taking a step back. And now when you go back into the gym, the stuff you were doing 10 days ago will make you really sore on day one again. So you're kind of resensitizing yourself, making it easier to create a stimulus so you can build more muscle again. And you're going to probably see some effects from the nervous system, from the inflammation going down, which I think you've already seen. Yeah. So, when we look at her numbers, she was actually surprised with your numbers here.
Yeah, I actually lost weight.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I lost weight and I wasn't working out. And to add another element to this is, I've been sick, so I haven't even gotten in my normal NEAT. Usually, if I were to take a week off from the gym after a few shows, I would at least get in some good NEAT, because I was able to walk around. But since I've been sick, I've literally just been sitting around the house. So
yeah, it's perfect for a deload. That's exactly what you want to be doing. So with a deload, you want to be resting, recovering. It's funny is I'll tell people to go on a deload after we've been beating them up really hard in the gym. I have a workout that I give people that's really aggressive workout for like glutes, where it's like you go through these short periods of a lot of glutes, like daily type of stuff. And at that like 6 week, 8 week marker, I'm like, okay, take a week off of the gym. And they're like, okay, I'll just do my cardio outside or something. I'm like, no, like you're deloading. You're not trying to make up for the lack of exercise anywhere else. You just take time off. And people lose their mind with it because they think, oh, I'm going to lose all my gains. I'm going to lose all this. It's actually on the contrary, right? Your body's going to fully recover and let you go into the gym fully recovered, your nervous system recovered. So one of the cool things is when you work out really hard the way that we do, you're going to build up a lot of inflammation. The joints are going to get a little achy too. So let's go into the timing of this deload. So this last check-in was right before the Olympia. So final days going into it. And now we're a little over a week after the Olympia. So this is a good time frame to see what actually occurred with that deload. So first off, she's feeling good. Yeah,
I feel great. I feel amazing. I feel refreshed.
And one of the things that you're going to feel for sure is you're going to feel a little bit smaller after a deload.
I do.
Okay? And the reason for that is when you're working out and let's say you just trained your glutes and then you have your post-workout meals. When you work out, you basically burn through some of your stored glycogen in your glutes, right? So the way that your body stores carbohydrates is it converts to glucose and then it stores them in the muscle as glycogen. Think of it as like a little pocket and you have all these little tiny pockets full of glucose, right? And if you're working out really hard, your body recognizes that and it stores more than normal, right? So you're storing a lot of glucose because it's saying, hey, we're working out really hard. We're burning through this energy and we need to store it for her because she's doing this so often. So we need to be ready for this, right? So when you stop doing that, your body just doesn't store as much, right? It just has it goes through it, but it doesn't store it at the same rate it was storing before. So you're going to get a little smaller, a little bit, what we call like a little flatter, not as dense. And you're also going to have less water retention because of that. You're going to have less water retention because of two reasons. One is going to be the glycogen. When you store that glycogen, it also stores with water. So every time you're storing glucose, you're storing water. When you're talking about like building muscle and what muscle's actually made of, a lot of it's water. It's like 70 to 80% water. It's a ton of water. So, you're going to have less of that. So you're going to have less weight in this scenario. So this is the thing I always tell people. When you go on a deload, it's cool that you lose weight, but you got to be mentally prepared because you're going to gain weight when you start working out again.
Yeah, I'll probably gain some weight.
Yeah, because you're going to have that glycogen storing again. You're going to have more water retention again because of it. You're going to have more inflammation built up again. So very normal for someone to lose, 1.5 pounds in this time frame, which is what she's lost. She's lost 1.5 pounds, 1/4 of an inch on the waist, 1/4 of an inch on the hips. Now she's done that with also having a little bit more water like looking to her body because she's eating foods that she wasn't eating before. And you're more flat down too. So the muscle isn't as dense poking through the skin as much, right? It's not
haven't been getting pumps.
So that's the stats of the deload. What are your experiences with it too?
I love it. I do not feel guilt from not working out. Honestly, it's so nice just to not worry about it and to, kind of just relax a little bit. It does feel good just to relax. But I think it is also important to add that, like, if you are going to do a deload week, make sure your nutrition is on point because you can't be doing a deload week and then going crazy with the food after a show, because that is a recipe for disaster. So if you are going to take the deload week, you better follow your coach's plan with the diet, because I'm sure you've seen many times where it went badly because they think it's a week off from not only the gym, but just the diet in general and just going crazy. Now, with that being said, I've had more calories recently, and we can go into my calories as well. But I know some people take that as an opportunity, like a free-for-all for not only not working out, but just eating everything in sight since it's a rest week.
Yeah, it's a deload week in the gym, but not a diet break entirely for the week. That is really important, because I think people associate those two. You know, they're like, oh, I'm just total break, and definitely not the time for a total break. So generally, how we'll go about a deload week is you pretty much are eating the same thing, because you're not burning that much less calories when you're on the deload, but when you're not working out, but you are burning the workout calories. So that's a few hundred calories in a gym a day. So how we do that, we'll generally just cut the post-workout meal, the pre-workout carbs and post-workout carbs, and that generally is around the same calories as the actual workouts, and it generally neutralizes to a pretty safe bet in terms of the markers when it comes to that deload. So yeah, just get rid of the post-workout carbs. You can sometimes keep the protein depending on total calories. Pre-workout carbs if you have any, because you're not using them obviously. So that's how you do it, and that's another reason why you're going to be weighing less too, because the glycogen is not even much available too.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I'll generally attack those things. And if you wanted to do like a diet break with it, you could do it if you just wanted to just maybe track macros that week only, but you do want to line up your macros on a week like that, especially, which is, you know, we're not like big macro people, but we do have a little bit more looseness and freedom when we're not in prep for a show. So I always say, whatever works for you. Best diet is one you can stick to, you know? So anything else with the deload?
I love it, and I think it's a great way to transition into off season for a lot of people. And then, you know, when you do, like I said, when I start to work out again, which I am today, I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the pumps.
Yeah.
Ready for all the gains. Bring on the gains.
Joints feel good. Mind is sharp. Mind is ready. Desire is high.
I even feel like I look more refreshed, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was a good week.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, and as far as the deload goes, if you guys are worried about it, let's go into the timing of how long you should take, like before you go through a deload. So not everyone is going to need, so this is a hard one. This is a really difficult question on like how long it should take for a deload. Because it's going to vary a lot based on your exercise experience too. So Ashley's been working out for a long time. Anyone past 3 years is considered like an advanced lifter. And when you get to that advanced lifting age, we call it, and that just references how many years you've been working out. So like I've been working out since I was 13. So I have a very advanced lifting age, right? So with that, I'm going to need less deloads because my ability to recover is much greater. Mm-hmm. Because if you just started working out and this is your first time, your deloads might come really quick, you know? So for me, I'm going to listen to my body, and a lot of my clients too have very advanced athletes. Some of them are advanced, some of them are beginner. I'll ask them, you know, how are you feeling? Is your strength down? Is your desire to be in the gym down? Any of these things, these questions, are your joints constantly sore? Do you feel like you're always tired? Do you feel, zero motivation in the gym? Is your strength not climbing at all anymore in the gym? It's just stagnant for a long time. These are all questions that you kind of ask yourself. And if you're answering yes to a lot of those, then it might be time for a deload. So when it comes to the deload itself, if you take a week off from the gym, your muscle's not going to go anywhere. You will get, how we said, a little softer, a little squishier. It's very temporary. You're probably 1 workout to 2 workouts away and some post-workout carbs away from being back to where you were just a minute ago, but it wasn't actual muscle. It was just glycogen storage, right, is the difference between that. So you're not going to see a muscle drop off. A muscle drop off takes a very long time. So we're talking, it'll take you probably, for the stuff that I've seen, over 2 weeks of not working out the muscle at all for you to start actually losing muscle. So nothing that you're going to have to worry about. And if even at that rate, it's going to be very, very little, and it comes back very, very quickly. So nothing to worry about. I say do what's best for your body, your nervous system, and your mind, and take those deloads as you need them. And for different people, it's going to be different things. I know I have one client that I used to work with. He would deload every single week at the 7th week of training. And he was like, I just do it because just in case I need it, but also I just like taking that week off the gym. And when I go back in on week 1 again, I feel refreshed and I feel ready to kill it for 7 weeks. And I'm like, all right, that's cool with me. It worked really well for him. So it's just really up to you and, you know, your scenario. And if you love the gym, try to push it as far as you can. But if you're getting ready for a show like the Olympia or a big show, a perfect time to take a deload is right after the show.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for more. And if you liked my bikini that I wore in the posing room, it's an Angel Competition bikini, same as Sassy, also wearing one. Code AshleyKfit at checkout. And shoes from the Shoe Fairy, code AshleyKfit at checkout. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.